If you are someone who feels other people's emotions deeply, someone who naturally wants to help, understand, and support the people around you, then this is something you need to understand. Psychology reveals a disturbing truth. The same traits that make you compassionate and emotionally intelligent can also make you a perfect target for certain types of people. Narcissists do not choose their victims randomly. They follow a very specific psychological pattern, and at the center of that pattern is one type of person. In this video, you will discover the hidden psychology behind why narcissists are strongly attracted to empathetic people, and how this cycle happens without you even realizing it. Stay until reason number 6, because that one completely changes how you will see relationships in the future. Welcome to Mind Dark. Reason 1, empaths signal emotional safety. Many people believe narcissists are extremely confident and emotionally powerful. But psychology shows something very different. Behind their confident personality, there is often deep insecurity and fear of being rejected. Because of this, narcissists constantly search for people who feel emotionally safe. Empaths naturally give this signal. You listen carefully. You try to understand people instead of judging them. You believe everyone deserves compassion. To a narcissist, this behavior sends a powerful message. It tells them that you will be patient with them. It tells them that you will try to understand their behavior. Your compassion makes them feel protected. And once they find someone who makes them feel emotionally safe, they do not easily let that person go. Reason 2, empaths give without conditions. Psychologists use the term emotional supply to describe the attention and validation that narcissists constantly need from others. This emotional supply is like fuel for their personality, and empaths often provide the highest level of that fuel. You give your time. You give emotional support. You give understanding. And sometimes you keep giving even when you are emotionally exhausted. For a narcissist, this type of unconditional support becomes extremely valuable. It creates a situation where they can continue receiving emotional energy without needing to give the same in return. Your kindness becomes something they depend on. Reason 3. Empaths want to heal people. Empaths often believe that love and patience can help someone become a better person. When you see someone who appears broken or misunderstood, your instinct is to help them. Narcissists often present themselves as deeply hurt individuals. They talk about past betrayals. They describe people who treated them badly. They share stories about how nobody ever truly understood them. This activates the empath's natural healer instinct. You begin to believe that you can be the person who finally helps them feel understood. But in many situations, this vulnerability is used to create a strong emotional bond. And once that bond forms, leaving the relationship becomes extremely difficult. Reason for empaths. Take responsibility. Empaths are naturally self-reflective. When a conflict happens, you often look inward first. You ask yourself questions like, did I do something wrong? Did I misunderstand the situation? Could I have reacted differently? This ability to reflect on your own actions is usually a sign of emotional maturity. But narcissists take advantage of this trait. When problems appear, they shift responsibility away from themselves. And because empaths are willing to examine their own behavior, they often accept blame that was never theirs. This protects the narcissist from facing accountability. And slowly, the empath begins to carry emotional weight that does not belong to them. Reason 5. Intensity can feel like love. One of the most powerful psychological traps in narcissistic relationships is emotional intensity. At the beginning, narcissists often create a very powerful emotional connection. They give attention constantly. They offer compliments. They make you feel uniquely understood. Everything feels exciting and meaningful, but then something changes. The warmth suddenly disappears. Communication becomes distant. Affection becomes unpredictable. Later, the warmth returns again. This cycle of attention and withdrawal creates a powerful emotional roller coaster. Your brain begins to associate this emotional intensity with love, and that emotional confusion makes it much harder to recognize what is really happening. Reason 6. Empaths do not give up. Easily, empaths often believe strongly in the potential of people. Even when someone hurts you, you still hope that they will eventually change. You believe that patience and understanding can transform a relationship. Narcissists often depend on this hope. Every time the relationship becomes difficult and you choose to stay, it reinforces something in their mind. They begin to believe that no matter what happens, you will continue giving them another chance. Your loyalty becomes the reason the cycle continues. And the more chances you give, the harder it becomes to break free. Reason 7. Empath. Ese provide constant validation. At the deepest level of narcissistic psychology lies a strong need for validation. Narcissists struggle to maintain a stable sense of self-worth internally. Because of this, they rely heavily on approval from other people. Empaths naturally provide this approval. You recognize people's strengths. You appreciate their efforts. You encourage them when they feel insecure. To a narcissist, this validation feels essential. It becomes something they depend on to maintain their emotional stability. And because empaths give this validation so naturally, narcissists often remain strongly attached to them. The relationship between narcissists and empaths is not a coincidence. It follows a clear psychological pattern. Empathy itself is not a weakness. In fact, empathy is one of the most powerful and beautiful human qualities. But without awareness, compassion can sometimes be misused by people who seek control instead of connection. Understanding these patterns helps you protect your emotional energy, because empathy should never require losing yourself for someone else. And once you begin to understand the psychology behind these behaviors, you will start seeing relationships in a completely different way. If this video helped you understand something important about human behavior, then this channel is made for minds like yours. Subscribe to Mind Dark, because every video here reveals the hidden psychology that most people never notice. What's the next videos on this channel to learn how manipulation, control, and human behavior really work. And once you start understanding this dark psychology, you will never see people the same way again.